So Brock, question for you. An absolute beginner is here. They're watching. They're in this course to learn about Bitcoin and crypto. I just want to ask you the most basic, because you are one of the geniuses of the whole industry, maybe the most respected person in this space. So I want to take it down a level to people go, I buy into, I hear what you're saying, Brock. This is the future. I'm making 50 grand a year. I have a job. I want to dabble in this. First question. If you were an absolute beginner or advising an absolute, just pretend I was an absolute beginner, knew not one thing. And I say, I want to start, I know enough that I know that I'm interested in blockchain, like you said, learn about it, and I want to invest a little bit of money into it. What wallet do you recommend? Everybody's using Coinbase. People say Jaxx is great. Do you have, I don't want you to have to play favorites. Could you name a couple that you would recommend?
Yeah. No problem. I do this all the time because, I get asked this question daily.
Yeah.
And so it depends on where you are.
Let's take U.S. first.
In what country you live. But let's start with the U.S. Coinbase is an option. They're a good service. Sometimes people have found customer service issues to be the case, but that's really true of everyone. When you've had an industry that's growing at this rapid pace, it's hard to scale, and especially when you're dealing with this kind of money.
Yes.
You can't just say let's add 200 new people and there's no room for error.
Yeah.
And so I tell people that get a little frustrated with any of these companies, it's called be patient. You're in a boom like this. So Coinbase is great, Gemini is great, Kraken is great. It's kind of like U.S. exchanges.
Have you heard of Jaxx? Somebody recommends
Jaxx isn't an exchange, so that's where you can procure tokens.
Yeah, I'm talking about. So let's start with procuring tokens.
Yeah, so that you normally go to one of the exchanges.
Yep.
There's also other channels. Sometimes there's Bitcoin ATMs in your city if you just want to do something very small. The fees are high, but if you just want to get started with $100, it's an interesting experience, or just to check out.
Yeah.
And they're in most cities now.
So the wallet you would recommend opening up first is Coinbase.
Well, those are the exchanges.
Yep.
Don't think of them as wallets so much. These are places where you can buy your coins.
Yep.
You can store your coins there.
Yeah,
Coinbase is more of that. But a lot of times what you do is you use them as the on-ramps and the off-ramps. Think of them as you're getting onto the new superhighway.
Yes.
You have to go from the old world into the new.
Yep.
And the exchanges are the path where you can go from $1 to a cryptocurrency. And so the first place is where you're going to get it. But now once you have it, you normally want to take it out of exchanges because you're not trying to leave your money in a bank. Don't do that right away. Mm-hmm. Make sure you know what you're doing. Leaving your money in Coinbase until you feel you're comfortable to move off it is a good thing.
Yep.
Get comfortable.
There's I feel like most people use Coinbase not only for the exchange but for the wallet.
Yeah, and they're one of the betters if you want to do that, and that's what I recommend what beginners do.
Yes.
Because they're the biggest. They've got the biggest balance sheet. They've been doing it the longest.
Yes.
They've got insurance and things. So if you're going to leave your money in one of the exchanges, that's
you're somewhat safe there.
It's the lesser of your evils. But ultimately, what you want to get to a proficiency that you can take your money out into your own wallet. I generally recommend a hardware wallet right now, which would be Trezor or the Ledger Nano. And that is to take your private keys offline. Make sure you get two so that you can have a backup, put it in a safe. And if you end up with a ton of money, make sure you have
So these are physical, just to be clear.
So these are you're upgrading to have your offline wallets, and then when you want to trade or move things around and send stuff, you're also going to have your online wallet. You're kind of your more.
So let's talk about the hard physical wallet. Can you repeat just the ones?
Trezor and Ledger and Nanos.
Okay.
Those are the two companies. They're both fantastic.
So
and that's the only two that you consider.
Let's take Bob, hypothetical. Bob or Susie buys on the exchange Coinbase. They want to take it off Coinbase. What's the process? You take the physical.
Yeah, you're going to withdraw it to that wallet on that key. It's basically all it is it's a piece of hardware that stores your private key that's got a wallet associated with it or wallets associated with it. And so you're just storing the private key offline.
Yes.
So it's nowhere on the internet. That's the safest way from a security perspective.
And where do you put it? A bank? A safe in your house?
Depends on how much money you're talking about, right?
Let's say it's $1,000 for somebody.
Yeah, you can probably have just one backup.
Okay.
And then have that in a safe in your house.
And when you say two?
So you want one that is the one that you use.
Yes.
And you want to have a second one as a backup in case you lose it.
Would you do two with the same?
Yeah, one is a backup. You just have redundancy. In a world where you're taking control of your own money.
Yes.
It's important that you are taking responsibility.
Yes.
That's like having a bar of gold in your house, except for a bar of gold that is digital and you can lose it if you screw up. So make sure that because who knows what can happen. Lots of things can happen in life, right?
What if somebody has $1 million? Then what do you do?
Then you probably want to have a third backup and just have one in another place in case that place gets burned down or
So maybe one at a bank and one at your house.
Yeah, when you start dealing with big money, that's the right type of redundancy for whatever your main wallets would be. And then you have your kind of hot wallets, the online stuff that you use when you want to transact.
Yeah, so let's talk about the hot wallet. What do you recommend?
So it depends on, again, what tokens you're using, what coins.
Let's say Bitcoin, Ether, like Bitcoin Cat, they're using the bigger ones.
Yeah, so for like your Bitcoin stuff, there's been Bread Wallet and there's been Airbits, and you've had a number of kind of wallets that have come out over time that are all kind of okay with the hot wallets. You shouldn't be leaving large amounts of money in those. Those would become kind of like your mobile wallets. Then for your web wallets, and Jaxx for all your other coins. Actually, you might be better off just using Jaxx.
Yeah.
For as much as you can for your mobile wallet, and then for your web wallet, yeah, you can.
And can you differentiate for people listening, mobile wallet versus web wallet?
Yeah, some things are better designed for mobile. Some things are
your phone.
So your phone is less secure than your computer and these types of things, or your computer is less secure depending upon what they're doing, how they've developed it. Security is, kind of, one of the main things that is everyone needs to be mindful in this area, and that's why you don't leave large amounts of money in devices and wallets and things that could be accessed if someone stole your identity or someone got your hardware, and so that's why you leave the large sums offline.
So the large sums offline, and then do you transfer the large sums then, and you're putting them in?
Yeah, imagine you have your own vault, and so I only need $10,000 right now, or $50,000 worth of stuff, or $500 worth, and then the rest, it's whatever it is that your needs are, and then some of the other web wallets, Ether Wallet, Exodus. There's a few.
You think Jaxx can work for both?
For Bitcoin, if you have large amounts of money, BitGo. BitGo for large amounts of money is absolutely what I'd use for a web wallet, and with that you can even, I think, forego some of that redundancy. The BitGo wallet's pretty phenomenal too.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff out there. I'm sure I didn't include everyone, and to anyone I didn't mention, I'm sorry. It's not that I don't love you.
No.
I love everyone in this business that's working, from a place of good intention. Someone that's here to try and make good things happen, and good people do make mistakes. And understand when you make mistakes, it's really costly for people. So do your best work.